All right, welcome to another 124 webinar. My guest today is Director of Operations, Sherry Hoffman. And Sherry, actually this is more of a tutorial than it is a webinar because you're going to take us through an outline that you've prepared that helps go through some of the nuances of how to maneuver through the technology platform of 124. Everything from enrolling somebody to reissuing a ticket and so forth. So why don't I go ahead and turn it on over to you and go ahead and take it away with the great outline you've prepared. Go ahead.
Thank you, Phil. Well, I thought I'd start from the beginning with putting somebody on your waiting list and giving them a green ticket. So on this account that we've got here, if we go to our waiting list, we'll see that we have no one here. So Phil, I want to give my green ticket to you. My C ticket, we can see here, is currently available. And the first thing I have to do in order to give you that ticket is go to my referral console and add you. Okay, so I've added you. Now at this point, Phil, I can delete any of your information. If I want to delete you, if I want to edit you, I can do all of that here. However, once I go to my referral console and I assign you the ticket, I issue my next ticket to you, I am unable to edit or delete that information. So here, we're going to make sure you can have several people drop down. I choose the correct person. Issue my next ticket to. It's very important. You have to click the Save button. If you do not click the Save button, the ticket will not be available. So here I click Save. And now I can see that my current ticket belongs to Phil with the ticket number. If I go to my waiting list, you can see that there's really no way to edit that. There's no way to edit in the referral console. But let's say, Phil, I've given you my ticket, and then you call me up and you say, I'm not going to do anything with this ticket. You know, I got some issues, so go ahead and give it to someone else. Well, at that point in time, I would simply take this ticket number and manually give it to someone else. It does not have to be assigned to the person on the waiting list who's actually going to redeem it. So at this point, I would take this, and I would go, or you would give this ticket to the person who would then go to the website. They would put in the ticket, continue.
Where they go to the green ticket, the window opens and they paste it in there from a number you've provided them.
Correct. Now, we've got, here we've got, the app is pre-filled with your name. But at this point, the new person could simply just type that over and complete the enrollment process. It will allow them to do that, to go all the way through. So here we enter a username. It requires a numeral. So if we do, in this case, we'll just do webinar 1. Password, confirm. Your secret question, this is important. If you forget your username or your password, you'll need this to reset. And the contact information, this field here is where the checks will be issued to. So it's important that this address is correct. The checks do not go to the address for the shipping or the address for the billing. They go to the physical address, and that's this field. Oops. You have to select the country in order to get to the state field. If you don't have that selected, if you tab over it, you won't have a state in the drop-down, a state option.
Is this also, as you're filling this out, Sherry, where you recommend that they don't put any commas, dashes, hyphens, or anything like that, just actual numbers in the box?
That's always best. Here, you can see this is not a required field, but we do ask that you put this in here so that customer support can contact you if there's an order with your or a problem with your order or your shipment. Then we have a phone number. A lot of people don't have a phone number on file. Okay, so here we've got billing, same as physical, shipping, same as physical. Here's where you would put in your personal ID or a business ID. You have the option. And just know that if you decide that you want your website will have this name displayed, the first and the last name fields. If you want your checks to come to a company name, you would put that information here, and that will overwrite the name that your check is issued to. So here you would put business tax ID and the tax ID number if you chose to do that.
Could that also be changed later? Is that something you can go
back
that can
be
and change and edit?
Well, no, we don't. Once the tax ID number is in there, we don't allow it to be changed. The only exception is if you're going from a personal name to a business. But we don't allow. You can't change. You can't edit that information. The tax ID, just for accounting purposes, commissioning purposes, 1099 purposes, that tax ID number needs to stay consistent throughout the year, and if there is a change, we have to do some manual adjustments on our end, if it's allowed.
Very good.
Okay. And here's where you enter your site name. You only enter the first part of the site. It will fill in the 124online.com. You can see by this example. You just see the web, just see the name itself. And this is all optional. Hit apply, and it'll tell me if I made a mistake. Looks like I did. Okay. The login name entered belongs to another user. Okay, and here I'm at the order page. And this is, it defaults to quantity 1. This is where we enter the credit card information. It's very important that the billing information that you entered matches the credit card. If it doesn't, then the transaction won't process. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the screen for just a minute, Phil, so I can enter the credit card information so we can have a live sign-up. Out here we'll see a message. It says, please note to ensure successful credit card processing. This is just an informational message only. It doesn't mean that you've got an error with your card. So here we click finish.
Just because it's big and red doesn't mean you did it wrong.
Now you can see the transaction is processing. Okay, now I have my receipt. Here I've got my PCID number, the order number, and the information.
Fairly painless to this point.
Yep, now I'm going to go to my back office, and I can go from here. Okay. And let's go ahead and log out from here and try to go into the new account we just set up. Okay, here's the I have forgotten my username or password link. Hopefully I don't have to use it. Enter the CAPTCHA. Okay, so here I am. Now on the left-hand side, there are links here to the waiting list and referral console. Of course, you also have them down here. The first things that you want to do when you go in, if you go into your personal account information and your general information, here is where if you say you decide you don't like your username or you don't like your password or you don't really like your website name, you can edit all of that here. Or maybe you made a mistake on your address. All that information can be edited here. Actually, to change the site address name, is down here on the left. And you can put the new site name in. It'll tell you if it's already taken. Here is where you manage your billing and shipping address. The most important thing, I think, for most people is the credit card information and the auto ship. The credit card accounts, it's very important to make sure that this account is a default account. Whatever the default account is what the auto ship will bill to. You could have 3 credit cards here and only have one as the default. And maybe if you want to rotate how you're billed each month, you can change the default credit card so that your auto ship hits that card each month. You just have to make sure that it is a default, so link to the auto ship. And you also, maybe you added a second credit card and you're not really sure if that's linked to your auto ship. Well, here you would go to your auto ship tab, and there's some directions up here, but basically the quick view is the best tool in the auto ship. Here you can see all of your information at a glance for your auto ship, and whatever it says here is how your auto ship's going to process. My next order date is set to the 23rd. Now, if today had been the 26th or 27th, it would say that the 26th or 27th today, but because we stopped running auto ships on the 25th, tomorrow it would have changed to the 25th. So we automatically, on all enrollments after the 25th, we set the auto ship date back to the 25th. The only time an auto ship would process after the 25th is if you as a PC went in and manually changed your next order date, which I'll go over in a minute. So here I can see where it's going to, where my billing address, my billing address, my shipping address, the credit card that's linked to my auto ship, all that information is here. So if you ever make any changes to your billing, to your shipping, to your credit card, and you want to know if it took, this is where you look.
Very good.
So again, that was the quick view. So here is how I go into the actual auto ship itself. Okay, here I have the ability to make my auto ship inactive or active. Maybe for 1 month you're not able to do your auto ship. You can make your auto ship inactive for up to 90 days. After 90 days, we'll delete the account. So if it goes 3 months in a row without an order, your account will be canceled, deleted, and it cannot be reinstated without special approval. So if you do make the auto ship inactive, then you'll want to make sure that you make it active the following month. Also, here in this tab is where your order date. Say you enrolled on the 23rd like we did today, but the 23rd isn't really a good day for you. You'd prefer to have your auto ship come out of your account on the 15th of the month. Here you can set your next order date. So we would change the next order date here to March 15th. You have to click the change button in order for it to go into effect. Okay, now you can see that the next order date here is 3/15. You can also reconfigure your auto ship. Say you want 2 canisters per month. Right here, you click reconfigure and change your quantity to 2. Click add SKU, and now you can see that you've got quantity 2. Here's the next tab, is where you'll see your billing and shipping. You can edit that information here. Okay. Now, if I want to, here is also where, say you've added a couple of different credit cards, and you decide you want the Visa to run. If you've added that credit card, here's where you can select it to link to the auto ship for this month. It also has to be selected as default, so make sure you have that done. But here, if I go save and close for all of my changes, now I want to go back into my auto ship and make sure through my quick view that all my changes took. Okay, I can see here my next order date did. It's 3/15. I can see here that my billing address did update. So now that's fixed. And see, everything's good. And if I had updated, changed the credit card, that new number should be displayed here.
Perfect. So this becomes the way to cross-reference and check everything that you've done in the account.
Correct. And really the only other, we've got the data viewer here. Oh, let me go back to the auto ships. One thing I wanted to talk about on the auto ships. And if you do that and you want to get back to the screen that you were on, just click up here to back office. And it'll get you back to that screen, to the main menu. But all these notes up here, what they're saying is, say I set my auto ship to inactive. And I go 2 months without an auto ship. So because it's inactive and the next order date's 3/15, say now it's April, and I want my auto ship to run. If I check this active button and it's been inactive and it hasn't run, and I check active, as soon as I check active, within 24 hours that auto ship is going to reattempt. So if you have bad credit card information that maybe made your auto ship decline, or you've got bad billing information, if you change any of that information and make your auto ship active again, it's going to reattempt at this time. A lot of people get confused and they go in and they what happens is when a decline goes through, the auto ship goes inactive. So maybe the billing address is wrong, because if we don't make that auto ship inactive, it'll reattempt every 24 hours. So my auto ship is active, everything looks good. I come in the next day, it's set to run tomorrow. I go look at it tomorrow and my auto ship is sitting here, it's inactive, and I don't have an order, and I want to know why. Well, the first thing to do is to go to the quick view and look at credit card information. That all looks correct to me. So then I can send a ticket to support and say, my auto ship is inactive. It was active yesterday. Why is it inactive? And we can search through our credit card payment gateway and get you the exact reason for the decline. We can get you the transaction ID number, the amount that it was attempted, the reason for the decline, and you can take that information to your bank. If it's not something like a zip code mismatch, if it says declined by issuer, which is your bank, you can go to your bank and say, why did you decline this transaction? The funds are in the account. You know, what is the issue? Say you get that resolved with your bank. They say the credit card's fine. Then you have two choices. You can go back in and click this button to active, and we'll reattempt tomorrow. Or you can go and place a manual order. Say it's the 31st of the month, and we're not going to reattempt. You know, this is the last day. This is it. You can go in and place a manual order in your back office. Once you do that, make sure that you set your auto ship date to the next date you want your auto ship to run. If it's the 31st, it doesn't matter. We're going to reset it for you. But if it's the 30th and you place a manual order and you set your auto ship to active, guess what? You're going to get 2 orders. So if you place a manual order on the 30th and you don't want your auto ship to process on the 31st, but you want it to be active, click active, go into your auto ship SKU information, and set that next order date in the future for the next day that you want it to process. And all of those directions, it's a little bit confusing, but I've tried to post those directions above the auto ship in the back office here.
So not only are there, but once again, I would urge and strongly urge that you come back to this tutorial and go back through it. Sherry has got this moving very quickly to show the flow of how it is used and its efficiency. So now you can come back and kind of rewind this and pause it and take some notes for yourself. But again, she's also outlined it here in a few paragraphs just to walk you through it. There's some very important steps there, and just to review, you're going to have to go in and reset that active in order for the ship, or you actually to reset the date that you want the order shipped in order for it to take on the next month and keep you active and certainly current for your monthly auto ship.
right? And if you're confused and you don't know what you've done or what's going to happen, just look at the quick view. And that's a one-glance shot of exactly what's going to occur with your auto ship. So,
great. You've had some things. Relative to some questions that have been asked, and sometimes we find that people will call and say, "Well, geez, I didn't get my auto ship, or my shipment didn't show up, and everything," only to find out that if they had tracked their order, and I'd like you to just kind of maybe talk a little bit about tracking the order, that it actually was sitting at their neighbor's, or it was on the back porch because that's where they left it when they were away. How can somebody watch the order and track it?
Okay, if you click on your order history here, all of your orders are displayed. Click on the order number in question, and you'll see here, if you scroll down, 3 tabs. Shipping information tab is where your tracking number will be displayed. Now, this order, because it was placed today, won't ship until tomorrow. They ship the next business day. So you'll see up here your shipping status is not shipped. The order status is pending. The payment status is paid. That's what matters for commissions. We have people that will call in and say that their order status is pending, and they want to know if they're still qualified for commissions. The answer is yes. This is the only thing that matters for commissions. But if the order status is pending after 24 to 48 hours, then there's a good chance there's a problem with your address and we were unable to ship it, and we're trying to contact you to get that corrected. Because if the warehouse can't ship it, they send it back to us. If there's not a problem with the address and the order is shipped, you'll see the status here change to complete or to shipped here, and order status will be complete here. And then you'll see a tracking number here with the ship date. The tracking number you can copy and paste. It's a FedEx tracking number into the FedEx.com website. And just as a side note, we send everything FedEx ground. However, FedEx ground will not deliver to a P.O. box. So if you choose to have a P.O. box as your shipping address, it will come via FedEx Smart Post. And if you live in Alaska, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico, it'll come via USPS. So you'll see a USPS number here. So that one you'd obviously have to track at the post office, or get customer support to assist you. And anytime you need assistance, if you go to your contact page, right here is an interactive link to our support website. So if you click on that link, it'll take you right to the ticket system.
Fantastic.
You can put in a ticket. The last thing I would say about the back office that's important, it's kind of hard to show right now because this is a new account, is the commission history. When you earn commissions, that information will be displayed here. The items in green are links to drill down to more detailed information. So you'd be able to drill into, your commissions, your gold, your green, your silver performance, your silver age bonus, and see how you were paid and why you were paid what you were paid at this link.
Great.
And I think, really, Phil, that's probably about all for now, unless you have any other questions. Maybe I'll go to the website.
We certainly covered the basics here. I think that's great. The intent is to do a number of these short, brief tutorials and post them back there, again, as references for everybody. But what a great way to get a better understanding of the platform, its nuances, how it works. And Sherry, we certainly appreciate you being a part of bringing this forward to us. Sherry, again, Director of Operations, and really handling things that are from our customer support. But be sure to be checking the media site, the webinar section, for these tutorials and other information. They will be very helpful. It helps alleviate some of the questions you may have, and you can play them a number of times and, as I said, take notes and be able to address some of the issues and questions that you have as you enroll people. Sherry, thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we'll look forward to having you as a host again on another webinar regarding the back office use and some other issues that may come up.
Okay, thank you, Phil.